Alabama is set to put to death the first inmate after a pause that started late last year due to multiple failed lethal injections.
64-year-old James Barber was sentenced to death for his role in a 2001 murder that left a 75-year-old Harvest woman dead.
WAKE 31's Matt Paskowitz joins us live in studio. Matt, Barber and his attorneys are not going down without a fight.
Hey, Dan and Nicole, they are not. The clock is ticking right now as we speak for the state to execute James Barber. They have 8 hours left in the window that closes tomorrow at 6 a.m. But Barber and his attorneys have appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, arguing lethal injection would violate his 8th Amendment rights against cruel and unusual punishment.
Executions in Alabama came to a screeching halt in November of 2022 after the past 3 attempted executions had major issues. The state says they had difficulties with the intravenous process for prisoners on death row, with the state saying it took 3 hours to put Joe Nathan James Jr. to death by lethal injection. After a 3-month review, Governor Kay Ivey in February lifted the hold, and 64-year-old James Barber's pending execution was put back on the schedule.
Our intention is to go forward with the execution so long as there's no legal impediment.
But Barber, sentenced to death for the 2001 brutal murder of 75-year-old Dorothy Epps of Harvest, argued being killed by lethal injection would violate his 8th Amendment rights. Barber and his attorneys would file a request with both state and federal courts to halt the execution if they didn't execute him with nitrogen hypoxia instead, but both courts ruled against him. On Thursday, Barber reached out to the U.S. Supreme Court, filing for both a writ of certiorari and a stay of execution. The stay of execution says, quote, Mr. Barber seeks relief from this court to ensure that Alabama does not needlessly subject him to cruel and unusual punishment in violation of the 8th Amendment. The Supreme Court has yet to respond to Barber's request.
The Attorney General's office has said they were ready to execute Barber with nitrogen hypoxia like his request, but the Alabama Department of Corrections say they are not prepared to do so and need more time before they will use it. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Matt Paskowitz, WAKE 31 News.